Good afternoon, everyone. This is Henry Gambell with simplertrading.com, and in tonight's free video I wanted to look at a concept of a couple of trades we had put on in the chat room today using a strategy that I enjoy, the unbalanced butterfly. Now, if you're new to these, it is really just revolving the idea or working around price revolving around large psychological values. So in the case of Amazon, you can see how towards the end of the day on Thursday, we were printing right here around this 3,000 price point. There's two ways you can play it. One would be the iron fly, which basically just sells the $3,000 straddle but buys protection. The way I like looking at it, because I was a little bit more bullish on Amazon, so I did the unbalanced fly. You have to take a little bit of heat on it at the open, but with the defined risk of the spread, makes it easy enough to sit through. Then you rally into the end of the session and it works out, basically perfectly, because those short $3,000 puts expire worthless. Meanwhile, your 30, in this case we did the 30-10 put option, so that still has some intrinsic value, and it can really be a great way to trade around these types of levels. Very basic analysis, but I think can also be very helpful on the day of expiration. Nvidia is the same thing, where dipping down below 400, you just start thinking that, everybody's going to panic, usually speaking, right? Because the market's open down too. There's going to be a little bit of panic. And by just knowing that I wanted to continue to pursue Nvidia, and also working with the idea that we could be above a key psychological area or price point for expiration, we did the exact same trade here, and it ended up being no heat whatsoever. The best of the trio was Roku, and I actually think that Roku will be good for this trade again as you get into next week. One of the things that I like to focus on if I'm going to continue to maintain a momentum trade is that underlyings will close above their 8 EMA. So you can see Roku today dips down below it, and you try to not panic too much, or you just don't trade it too heavy and then say, where are you at the end of the session? Well, then it closes right back up above that 8 EMA. If it can keep on doing this, well, then I think the trade that you might, if you like this strategy, look at doing something like the 155 rather, 150, 145 unbalanced fly. The way you structure this is to sell 3 here, buy 1 here, and buy 2 here. As long as that transaction goes for a credit, I think it is worth your consideration. It does well higher, it does well if you just trade at 150, and if it completely rolls over, it still has risk definition. So we had a trade like this in Tesla at 1500 prior to earnings and pinned it there. You can see some of these examples where they worked really well this week, and I continue to find that this strategy and certain names in this environment just really continue to perform well. So I hope that provides some helpful ideas and gives you some thoughts on how you can trade your expirations. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you at the next free video.